Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome back to Bipolar Recorder. My name is Hunter Keegan. I am the host and producer of this independent mental health outreach initiative. I am chiming in to let you all know that, first and foremost, I will be at Penn State in just a couple of weeks. Friday, April 17th is when I will be appearing at Penn State University to do some additional mental health outreach presentations for psychology students in Dr. David Weimer's advanced psychology class sections. So that is extremely exciting. I am so hyped for it. I can't wait to get back up there and do my thing. It'll be the 7th and 8th separate presentations that I've done. Each time I go up there, I present to 2 different classes of students, and it's always just incredible. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to be live streaming it, most likely on YouTube, for people who would like to see those presentations live, and I'll have my crew with me. So we're also going to be shooting a lot of video for potentially another documentary type of thing. That's something one of my collaborators has been suggesting lately, is that it might be cool to try doing another longer form documentary. Speaking of video stuff, over the last couple of months, we've been having a lot of when I say a lot, I mean we've been having a degree of success with YouTube Shorts. I started putting videos out on YouTube a couple of months ago when the weather was really bad and I was just bored, stuck inside my house a lot. I started working on these short, 2 to 3 minute video edits of me and my girlfriend doing stuff around the house, and it was interesting because they actually sort of caught on, and we've started getting more traction to our website and to the podcast from YouTube, which is really cool. So if you're someone who discovered Bipolar Recorder through YouTube, welcome. This is our shindig. This is our whole thing that we do. And it's a pleasure to have you here. So thank you for checking this out. The YouTube content is also, just from a personal perspective, really fun to work on. I'm enjoying improving my video editing skills in Final Cut Pro. So it's a productive little pastime that has turned into a way to successfully promote the show, which is awesome. And so I wanted to say that too. Definitely subscribe to @Bipolar Recorder on YouTube. For the last few years, our primary social media presence has been on Twitter and X, and I am just so over the X platform. For people who missed the memo, the website used to be called Twitter. Now it's called X. It's been called X since 2023, but I always make that distinction for some reason. And frankly, man, as a content creator, X is a awful platform in terms of the analytics I get, in terms of the engagement, in terms of the overall zeitgeist. It's just a mess, and I like it in some ways because I'm someone who enjoys reading text. So I like the quote-unquote micro-blog 240 character format where I can just scroll through my feed and see a bunch of snippets of dumb nonsense, I guess. But between the problems that X was having with the Spaces platform, which is where we historically have hosted our amazing online peer support community on Twitter and X Spaces. Spaces, quote unquote, is the name of the feature on that app. It's the audio chat room feature, just to clarify for people who don't know what I'm talking about. But it's so glitchy And the spaces were getting worse and worse with crashing and not showing me people who were in the rooms, even though they were trying to join and request mics and stuff. And it was just like, after 5 years of that, especially as Bipolar Recorder has grown in scale and there's like more people trying to join and who want to join the conversations and then they can't. In some examples, like it's just, I think where I'm at right now is I'm leaning toward moving the peer support groups over to a weekly scheduled Zoom call. That transition isn't going to happen for at least several more weeks, but I'll be sure to provide a lot of information about where and how to find and join the Zoom calls. That's been a recurring topic that people have brought up with me over the years. They're like, hey, we should do this on Zoom, or we should do this on, what's the other one? It's like Discord. They're like, yeah, what about like Discord or Zoom or like literally anything that isn't Spaces? And yeah, we've gotten to the point where I'm now like, yes, it is time. We will pivot away from Elon Musk and X. But conversely, YouTube seems like a much more worthwhile platform, and I'm going to continue focusing on uploading new stuff there, video as well as podcast content. So keep following at Bipolar Recorder on YouTube. I'm also, as a administrative note, trying to get back. And I've been pretty good about this over the last 6 months, but I'm trying to get back to releasing at least one official podcast installment each month, because Bipolar Recorder started as a podcast, and I enjoy the podcast medium. So I'm just trying to get consistent with like at least once a month putting something out. Last month, it was a heavier release. It was where we were talking about the late friend of ours, Cece, who passed away a few weeks ago. And so that was heavy and pretty solemn. And it wasn't actually of course, I mean, like, not to sound like totally dark, but it wasn't a scheduled, planned release. You know, that was kind of like an emergency broadcast of sorts. But I do want to get back to at least once a month, or continue at least once a month, putting out like a solid, half hour or longer podcast interview or self check-in or something for the people who have been following the podcast for all of these years. Just wanted to throw that out there too. And additionally, I wanted to let y'all know, as you recall from the fundraising drive that we did in December of 25, the Goodbye 25 funding drive that was a success, and it allowed me to acquire this microphone that I'm currently using right now, so that I can record the audiobook for Happy Valleys, A Bipolar Journey, which is my memoir, my latest memoir that came out last year. I just wanted to let you all know that is in the works. I have not forgotten about that. I know I haven't mentioned it directly on the podcast in a little bit, but the audiobook for Happy Valleys is still at the top of my mind. It's just wild right now because, like I also mentioned a couple of installments back, I started a new day job back in February, and it's going really well and I'm enjoying it. But the flip side of it is that my Monday through Friday flexibility is just so much more restricted now in terms of because I'm at an office all day, 9 to 5, which is what I wanted. It's a good problem to have, at least in my opinion. But it's a lot harder for me to be able to work on stuff for Bipolar Recorder like extensively during the week. So like now the way I've got my days structured, it's more like Monday through Friday I'm focusing on the day job grind, and then on weekends or sometimes on weekday evenings I'll do stuff for Bipolar Recorder or the mental health outreach or my music, etc., etc. And just with the time constraints, I'm having to like really think strategically about when I am going to sit down and record that spoken word performance of the book. Like it's the book is about 200 pages long. So I'm not sure exactly how many hours of audio that will ultimately come out to, but it's a lot of reading, and I want to do it professionally with this awesome mic. So I'm not just going to be, mumbling into a microphone. Like it's going to be a spoken word performance of the words that I wrote on the page. And it's like, it's really cool. I'm so excited, but it's point being, what I'm getting at here is that there is going to be some time that it takes to produce at the level of quality that I want. But I am currently tentatively anticipating that the audiobook will be out by the end of this year. I hope. And if it's not, if it's looking like I'm not going to hit that target, I'm going to let you all know. Like over the next 6 months, you will hear me on the podcast talking about updates on the audiobook production process. And anyway, once it's finally done, it's going to be great. And remember that Happy Valley is a Bipolar Journey is available on Amazon. If you want to read the actual book or the Kindle edition, we've got a hardcover, a paperback, and a Kindle edition available on Amazon if you want to read my latest memoir, Happy Valley's A Bipolar Journey. Happy Valley's A Bipolar Journey is actually directly related to Penn State University, and the content and subject matter for the next presentations that I'll be doing on Friday, April 17th, 2026, if you forgot what year it is right now. And finally, just as we start to kind of wind down here, I wanted to say that right now, what would be extremely, extremely helpful for everyone to do is to go to bipolarrecorder.com and buy some merch or make a donation. Like straight up, like I'm just going to be really transparent. The finances for the mental health outreach are very tight right now. I have a lot of financial obligations that I'm attending to in my life. I don't think I've mentioned this on the show, but I bought a house last year in the autumn months, and which is like amazing, like cool achievement and stuff. But also, I've got bills I need to pay, and stuff like the Penn State event is financially. It involves financial resources in order to get up there, in order to bring the materials that I need for the presentation, the equipment, paying my crew for their time, like all of that. Like seriously, that's why we sell merch on bipolarrecorder.com. And that merch is high quality. It is original artwork designed by me. So like the Bipolar Recorder stickers, the books, like it's all my creative work, man. And so if you're buying like stickers or a book or like a button or any, a poetry card, like any of the other cool stuff that we have on bipolarrecorder.com, keep in mind, not only are you supporting Bipolar Recorder and mental health outreach, you're also supporting independent creative art. If that means anything to you. Like, to me, as an artist myself, I like having original artwork from people who are truly independent, truly doing their own thing for what I perceive as the right reasons and stuff. So bipolarrecorder.com, we do need your support. It would be tremendously helpful. You can, if you don't want physical merch, make a donation, man. A lot of people prefer just to make donations, which kind of blows my mind. I didn't know people were so like amazing and generous that they would just give money without wanting something in return other than, I guess, the podcast to listen to. But yeah, man, like it's super real right now. There's a lot on my mind. There's a lot. I've been saying that, like, there's a lot on my mind. Like, there really is, though, man. I've got the day job in full swing. I've got the mental health outreach. I also have I have an album that I've been working on. I've been recording new music for like the last year, and it's finally getting to a point where I have enough material for like a full LP. And so like I've got like my musical work that I'm doing. I've got the podcast stuff, the mental health stuff, the actual job. Like, it's all just so wild right now, and it's really exciting, but it is a lot. So I wanted to record this at the beginning of the month of April. It's April 5th, 2026 right now. I wanted to make sure that I put something out while I had time to sit down this morning and record for a little bit, just to let you all know what's going on, let you all know about the exciting stuff that we have coming up. My name is Hunter Keegan. You can follow me on Twitter at HHKeegan if you'd like. Follow Bipolar Recorder on Twitter and Instagram. And I think Mastodon, we also have an account on there, also at Bipolar Recorder. And YouTube as well, subscribe at Bipolar Recorder. Bipolarrecorder.com is the official website, which is kind of the central nexus for how you can find just all of the different multifaceted content and material that we've put out over the last few years. And I'm sure there's some things I'm neglecting to mention right now, but I think that's really the main stuff. Penn State, April 17th. Check it out. Keep an eye out for those video releases and stuff. And yeah, just as always, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for checking this out. You guys are awesome. Tell people about this show. Post about it on social media so we can keep getting traction, man. People are paying attention. Have you noticed? Have you noticed that since 2021, there has been more and more attention that seems to be coming our way? Anyhow, yeah, bipolarrecorder.com. My name is Hunter Keegan. Thank you so much for listening. Have a safe and amazing and healthy and vibrant day, evening, or night, wherever you are. Bipolar Recorder is a listener-supported show. To help keep the show running, consider checking out our Patreon page or visiting bipolarrecorder.com.
Unless otherwise stated, the hosts and guests on Bipolar Recorder are not licensed mental health professionals. Bipolar Recorder is not a substitute for therapy or professional medical intervention. If you are having a mental health crisis, please contact your local emergency services.